Holy shit. We're here to talk about Sehnsucht, Rammstein's 1997 album. And holy shit, indeed. This is what I refer to as a perfect album. So when I call something a perfect album, I want to like define this. I think I defined this before, but I'm going to do it again, just in case, obviously, someone didn't see a video where I mentioned that. When I call something a perfect album, what I'm saying is I personally enjoyed the entire album front to back, basically with no complaints or criticisms. I just fucking, like, unapologetically love the entire thing. That's almost how I felt about Herzeleid, except for the last track, Rammstein. This album, though, I don't have a single complaint. I love it all. This has so many awesome songs. And, you know, it's funny because I wouldn't even necessarily... so here's maybe to confuse or clarify, depending on how well I explain this. I call this a perfect album. That doesn't necessarily mean I think it's their best album. I think Mutter might be their best album, but I love this album so much. And I'll talk more about Mutter, of course, in the appropriate video. But for now, Sehnsucht, god damn, so many good songs. It's got a really good sound. I love the way this album sounds. It's so good. I really can't emphasize that enough. I fucking love, like, every song on this album. As a consequence, my top 3 was actually extremely difficult. Because, like, it's kind of tough. I wanted to give credit to certain songs that maybe aren't the most popular ones on the album. So my number 1 pick might be surprising because I don't know how many people would pick that as their favorite song off of the whole album. And the song that is probably expected to be in my top 3 is not there, which that's kind of funny. Du Hast is not in my top 3. It's a good song, sure, but it's not in my top 3. It's really not my favorite off of this album. Anyway, as for what's actually on my top 3, my number 3 has to go to Tear, I think. I think Tear is just kind of awesome. I really love the instrumentation. I love the way he flows through the song at certain parts. Yeah, it's just a good sounding song. it's just really awesome. Engel is my number 2. Engel used to be my favorite Rammstein song. Like, period. I fucking love that song. And it's just so awesome. Because the incorporation of, like, the female vocals, like, in that sort of, like, pre-chorus lead-up, that's awesome. Like the whole thing just sounds so good. And also it's got that very recognizable, like, whistling. It just sounds cool. Now, my number 1 pick, like I said, is probably quite unexpected. Because I think probably most people, if they're looking at some random person's, like, top 3 picks from Sehnsucht, probably expecting either Du Hast or Engel to be number 1. My number 1 is actually Küss mich, the last song on the album. It's very short, or it feels short. And I think it's because it uses its time well that it just kind of flies by. But the fucking chorus of that song is incredibly fun to sing along with. It just sounds really nice. It's one of my favorite Rammstein choruses. And it is my favorite song off the album. I remember there was a while where, like, every day I would walk to school and I would listen to that song. Partially because the song ended right around the time that I had to start taking off my headphones and stuff as I was getting up to the school. But because I lived very close to that school, so that's why I could walk there in 3 minutes and the song was done, and then I was just ready to go into school. But anyway, yeah, fucking, it's just an awesome song. You know, is it necessarily their best? Maybe not, but sometimes that's not necessarily what makes the most enjoyable song. And as far as enjoyable songs go, that's up there for me, big time. I want to give an honorable mention though, because I really wanted to put Altermon onto my top 3, but I could not make a place for it. I'm sorry to this song because I really like this song. And yeah, like I said, like the whole album is really good. The title track, Sehnsucht, is really fucking good. That's the way the album starts. I really like that song. Again, I couldn't fit it in the top 3. So yeah, in case you couldn't tell, I really think this album is pretty fun and enjoyable. It's just good. So anyway, that's enough about that. I'm just gonna keep talking in circles. But yeah, fucking like listen to this album. Like seriously, if you don't like Sehnsucht, I don't know if you'll like Rammstein, or I don't know. Maybe that's not necessarily true, but I'd be surprised, you know. But anyway, fucking top tier album, haha. Song on the album, tier, haha. But anyway, yeah. So next up is of course going to be the follow up to this, the 2001 album Mutter, which, like I already kind of pre-spoiled, I guess, I do think is one of their best albums, but we'll talk more about that in that video, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.